Welcome back to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. I'm feeling a little bit better this week. This guy. And I'm joined by the ever pleasant Logan Creed. How's it going, madman?
Fine. If I could see a cowboy get beat up this weekend.
I'd
like to assist.
You going to a rodeo?
No, I'm going to your show where you got a jackass cowboy.
So,
was he a professional jackass rider?
I know he rode bulls. I'm sure he rode donkeys as well. So that could be interesting if you went to like a
professional jackass.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
One time I was a kid, I watched donkey basketball, and they were riding donkeys, and so that was pretty interesting. But I've never seen a donkey rodeo, so.
I may have just created something for somebody.
Yeah, well, hey, if you want to have a donkey rodeo and you need a clown, this guy's been known to wear face paint.
My knees are too bad to clown anymore.
Yeah, so
that was like a second thought for me.
Yeah, so you're watching the wrestling this weekend?
I was at a wrestling show, and then I watched Ring of Honor Monday.
Well, let us hear about the one you were at. That was Hard Knocks Revolution.
Yeah. Down in Jackson at the
Jackson, you mean like one town, two promotions?
What now?
How can that happen?
I don't know. Wrestling. Wow. Happens all the time. You
know,
does it? I think on WrestleMania coming up, and I think they got like 100 promotions got to be there.
Nobody owning that town?
No.
Oh, okay. Just checking. I mean, in Mississippi, it seems to be a lot, pretty controversial for a promotion to come near somebody else's town. So. Just surprising that
I don't give a damn who else is.
Well, it's just surprising that two promotions ran the same town and nobody was mad. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
So
we even use some of the same talent.
Yeah, and ring.
Yeah, and ring. Yeah.
So Hard Knocks Revolution. What would we get?
The first match was Monty Warbucks versus Eric Silva with I forget his name. Darkthorn.
Yeah, Matthias Darkthorn.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his first name. I'm bad with names.
How's that?
Very good.
It's kind of different, two bad guys, so to speak.
Baddest of the bad, I told you.
Baddest of the bad.
And Monty kind of gave him a lariat from Louisiana.
The Louisiana lariat?
And through his, he might have got a little bit of rope assistance for the win. But I don't think he needed, to be quite honest.
Well, if you're going to be dirty, just be dirty all the way. So.
It was a good match, man. It was a combination of cheating on both sides, which I enjoyed. So Monty let the crowd know what he thought of them at the beginning. Basically how Monty is more or less a wrestler and he don't dive. You want to see somebody dive, you go watch somebody else.
So it was, if you're a heel, Mark, it was definitely your match, huh?
Yeah, it was there.
I got you.
Then we had...
Unofficial, not official, could be official. They want to be official.
Aleister Crow and Trevor Aeon versus... It was actually a put-together tag team because we had a situation happen, but it wound up being a very good match. It was Damian Parker and Bobby Flacco. Bobby Flacco is actually part of the Red Mexicans that I told you about before at SLW. And, for a match that we just had to accidentally put together because something else happened to the other tag team, it was good, man. It was really, really good. Awesome. I enjoyed the hell out of it. They come off looking like party guys versus the goth kids.
Okay.
And it was really good. I enjoyed it. They worked over Damian Parker's leg for a good percentage of it. And Flacco. In the end, they wound up spraying Flacco in the face with some mist from Aleister Crow. And Aeon cracked him in the head with a nice sliding elbow.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very good finish. Then we had David Ali, jacked black dude, and Austin Towers, which is like a 7-foot tall young black guy. Both these guys are very young.
Yeah, Austin Towers, part of Left Hand Path.
Yeah, Austin was a matter of fact. Trevor, all these get a good percentage of them are Left Hand Paths. But Austin
was the Path versus everybody else, huh?
Almost.
I got you.
But David Ali and Austin, man, Austin is honestly one of the best big guys I've seen in years.
Wow.
I mean, I will say that. You know how I give compliments very freaking lightly. But, I mean, I was very impressed with the guy. I was very impressed with David Ali. Ali went over with a crucifix, which is like a snap to a finish.
Like a bomb, crucifix bomb.
And after that, Towers didn't like it because it was more or less, I got knocked daisy.
Yeah.
And then I got pinned. So he jumped up and kicked off Ali in the head and laid him out.
So, may see that again down the road?
That's a definite goal because I wouldn't want to get kicked in the face and I don't get some revenge upon it.
Right.
And then the main event was Brad Savage versus Jackson Vile. And this one went all over the place. Literally got suplexes across tables. 3 chairs were set up and they went sliding into a table as one guy got thrown into the chairs.
Sounds violent.
Beers were hit in the face and drowned me because I was a dummy standing behind it. And it ended with a flip pile driver on Brad Savage.
So Jackson
imagine
Vile.
this, they didn't kick out. So
what you're saying is Jackson Vile may be
show.
Canadian. That's what you're saying.
No, he's from Texas. No,
New York.
Texas Canadian.
New York, maybe.
Is it New York?
Yeah,
that is New York.
sure.
I'm sorry, I said Texas. Damn.
New York, Canada. It's
day.
kind of the same thing.
But anyway, he is from New York.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a long day.
Texas.
Why was I thinking Texas?
I have no
don't know
idea.
either. Anyway,
Sorry, it may be the accent, that Brooklyn accent,
Yeah, but
right down the road from Dallas.
But no, he's from New York. Sorry about that. But good God.
Yeah, can they? The almost Canadian destroyer worked, huh?
Like I said, I ain't gonna say this was the prettiest match, but it's one of the best fights I've seen in a long damn time.
Well, it's something about having fights at a fight club,
True. But good match.
Awesome.
I encourage anybody to go to the Hard Knocks Revolution page and watch it. It's probably a 2-hour show.
Yeah, is it up yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Should be up now.
awesome.
I think Daryl was going to go work on some of the sound on it. We've had a little bit of problems, but we're still working on that stuff, so we're trying to get it all figured out.
Nothing wrong with that, man, for sure. So yeah, guys, check out Hard Knocks Revolution.
Yeah,
So got an event coming up in April.
Next show is April 21st, I believe.
Yeah. So Jackson's becoming the place to watch wrestling. You got Pro Wrestling Ego on one side of town and Hard Knocks Revolution on the other. So if we keep it up, we may have a Memphis rivalry like they got up in Memphis right now. So they're all up there fussing and fighting and kicking and swinging. So
kicking and cussing. Huh?
Yeah, something like that. So
I
pretty
wouldn't
cool.
want to offend anybody, but I don't really give a damn if I do. So
Poke him in the ear.
Yeah.
So good showing at Hard Knocks Revolution.
Yeah.
And back in April. April's going to be a big month in Jackson, so looking forward to that. And speaking of April, we got WrestleMania coming up. We've got some predictions we were working on for a bet.
I just got to figure out who all the matches are, dude. I don't watch Raw. I watch like a highlight clip thing.
I got you.
I know that The Miz is going to be in a 3-way with Seth Rollins and the Demon King.
Let's vote on that. Let that be our third match. Who you got? Demon King, Seth Rollins, or The Miz? I'll give you first pick.
God, out of those 3?
Yeah.
I damn near expect Miz to retain, but they like to go away making everybody all happy and cheerful and all for the little girls and boys. So I'll probably stay the Demon King.
Well, I'll take The Miz then.
Okay.
So if Seth wins, we're screwed. So
Seth wins, we'll both take something to the fucking face.
Awesome.
There you go.
So there's our continuation of our WrestleMania bets, and I don't remember the other 2 matches, so y'all had to remind us.
I'll look them up. I don't remember either.
So just somewhere after WrestleMania, you'll see one of us get hit with something in the face, some type of food. So be prepared for that.
I'll have to watch the last show. I swear I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't either. So what do you think about the WWE dropping the Fabulous Moolah name from the Women's Battle Royal due to all the internet crowd? I want to hear the madman's thoughts on this, because I'm sure they're going to be exciting.
My opinion was this: Moolah did some bad stuff back in the day, but she also did a lot of good stuff too. So did the good outweigh the bad? I don't know. I'm not her judge. My name is not God, nor Jesus, or Allah, or anybody else religious. So, I didn't see the big deal.
I didn't either. I mean,
I thought it was fine. You know who I would have named it after? I swear to God, this would have been who I would have
Sherry
went
Martel.
to. No.
Miss
Well,
Elizabeth.
Sherry would have been cool, but Miss Elizabeth. Because Miss Elizabeth was considered the first lady of professional wrestling.
Yeah,
but she wasn't a wrestler.
Right. She was also like the diva, you know, so.
But
I thought, you know, whether what Moolah did is wrong, right, or whatever, you got to understand the business was different back then.
She was technically one of the first pimps in wrestling.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it was different, you know, and there may not have been any women wrestlers
so it was okay
out
to
there.
Pimp them out? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there may not have been women wrestlers if she hadn't done what she done.
But there were women wrestlers. She was just taking advantage of the fact.
She was getting them bookings. She was a booker.
She was booking them and screwing them out of money. And then screwing them out of more money.
Well, what
does
your boss do? I mean, you work at a company that makes a lot of money. They just give you a small percentage.
Whatever.
So, you know what I mean? I mean,
that's true.
At the end of the day, you know, there's, you know, you hear the stories of like the...
She made her own daughter work after she had an appendix surgery 3 days after.
Tough, man. I've worked after getting hurt. Who doesn't work injured? Quit making excuses.
But
I'm just kidding.
There was just so much. I don't
know,
dude.
I don't know what all she's done and don't care. You know,
I hated it one way or the other. I mean,
I'm a it's in the past, or leave it in the past kind of person. So regardless of, you know, what she did or what she didn't do, you know, nobody was talking about this when her and Mae Young was out, you know, fighting with the Dudley boys, you know, 15, 20 years ago or whatever. Nobody was saying, "No, take them off TV. She's a pimp." They were going, "Woohoo! Look at her fighting for women," you know. So,
well, they petitioned it and they got her kicked off.
Absolutely.
Now Stephanie's on there. Let your voice be heard. You mattered.
Except about Roman Reigns.
I'm like, yeah, but the funniest part was that she's the one that named the damn battle royal the Moolah thing. So like, y'all when it gets to her, but now she's going, "Congratulations, y'all made me look stupid." Way to go.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like if you dig back enough, you're going to find something wrong with everybody.
Got dirt.
I mean, you got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and I mean, he was pretty much known to be an alcoholic and a bully. So, I mean, are you going, "Yay, Andre, thanks for getting drunk and bullying kids"? You know, I mean, you're going to find something wrong with everybody. So, you know, it's either shut up and enjoy it or complain about it and have nothing.
You can't please everybody, and I'll be damned, I'm trying to.
Right. So, I just thought it was kind of a pretty big thing that they would actually go back on it, you know.
I hated it, but at the same time I understood it. So
I mean, I don't think it's going to make it better or worse to have it named after her or not have it. You know, it's going to be the same ending, same finish.
I just take the names out of it altogether and call it the Women's Battle Royal, which is what they wound up doing.
Right. So,
it's more or less a way to get everybody on the show where everybody gets paid for WrestleMania.
Right.
You want to just be real about what it is.
Right, and, you know, who cares if, you know, as long as you get paid, that's all that matters, you know.
That's it. It's all about putting some money in your pocket and entertaining the people.
Right. So you watched Ring of Honor last night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched it this morning.
Yeah,
so what'd you think?
I actually enjoyed the women's match probably the best.
Did you?
Out of all of them. I can't pronounce their names, but Hazuka.
Yeah.
And Iwatani.
Yeah, I think that's right. Or very close.
But Iwatani won.
Yep.
But that was two stiff little old chicks beating the piss out of each other.
It was in Japan too, and I don't know if that's something Ring of Honor has been big on in the past, of showcasing a match from somewhere else.
Yeah, they've done it a few times.
Have they? I know that's something Impact does pretty good. They're pretty good at showcasing that. You know, they're wrestlers wrestling in other promotions. So I thought that was very cool. But what'd you think about the dogs, Rhett Titus and Will Ferrara?
I can't stand that freaking tag team.
Man, I love it.
So I know you would, because they're a little comedy bull crap.
Well, I'm a Rhett Titus fan.
I like Rhett. I couldn't stand a little bulldog guy. I wanted to grab him by the eyeballs.
Man, he reminded me a lot of like Crash Holly, and that's the reason I like
he's not a bad worker. It's just his gimmick just...
Yeah.
You know, he's Nunzio.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's Nunzio.
Yep. So I dug it, man. When Coast to Coast won, I was really surprised because I was like, wow, they really let these guys win because I wasn't expecting
They're pushing them pretty hard.
So I thought that was really cool.
I liked his little finish. That was pretty cool, too.
Yep. So you got the match order wrote down. I'll let you go over.
No, I got it actually reversed. I knew that the main event was going to be Bullet Club versus Kingdom.
Right.
And So, well, we talked about the other two, but the Coast to Coast won on that, so that was cool. And then Beer City kicked the crap out of them.
Yep.
Is that their tag team name, or is that just his name?
His name is the Beer City Bruiser.
Yeah, but is that their tag team?
I don't think
name?
they have a tag team name.
Big, huge guys?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of big. That's two big, huge guys.
Yeah. I'm still not, I get that they were going, we're trying to go for the largest tag team, but I still think there was probably someone that fit Beer City Bruiser better than Brian Milanos. And not that he's a bad worker. I mean, for a big guy, he's decent, right? I just don't think he fits that kind of Beer City. And you know who I thought would have been a great partner for Beer City Bruiser? Plunkett. Abso-freaking-lutely. Jeremiah Plunkett, Beer City Bruiser. That would have been the tag team. But then they probably couldn't have been we're the largest tag team in the promotion. So
that's true, but man, that's a beer drinking, fist throwing son.
Yeah, but I thought if you were going to pull just some relative unknown guy, and at least for us, Brian Milanos is. I mean, he may be very known where they're at.
I don't know him, man. Beyond that, I've never seen him.
Right, but I thought Jeremiah Plunkett would have fit well with Beer City Bruiser.
He does a couple of moves I like he'll get him in the corner. I thought he was going to do a stink face. No, he just starts sitting on him. And I love that. I thought, that's awesome. Then he does the move where he hits the ropes and he turns around and he basically just does a back bump on him. And
I thought he was going to do the people's elbow kind of.
But I love, he does a couple of moves that I really just like. I mean, I'm a fan. I like him. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wish he'd get a single, quit pulling his damn pants up.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. Just get
he pulled his shirt off, and I don't know if it's his singlet or whatever is just the way it's made, but it almost like he had bra straps hanging down, and I was like, pull your bra straps up. Your man's ear.
I didn't see that part. I must have missed that.
So I thought that was pretty funny. But, hey, that's just me being stupid. So what can I say? But I thought overall this week's episode was really good.
Yeah, and then you had the Bullet Club versus Kingdom in the main event. Did that pretty much go over how you thought it would?
Yeah. Yep.
He come out with leader on his tights.
Yeah, that was pretty sharp.
The bear dived.
Yeah. And I dug that the bear had, they had Bullet Club as fine shirts.
Yeah.
So
that was cool.
I thought what they done was good.
But you listen at the end of the show, who was getting cheered? It wasn't Bullet Club, it was Cody.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I have a feeling that Cody's probably going to break. Everybody's thinking it's going to be Cody take the Bullet Club, but I think it's going to be the other way around.
Yeah, I don't see it happening that way. But
I think Cody's going to be the one that ends up getting kicked out. But I think you'll probably find all of that will probably happen at
tension between my understanding, the most tension is damn near everybody. But it's really between one of the super kick party, the dark-haired one.
Yeah. The whole thing with the Young Bucks is just simply the fact that they don't want to choose a side. That's kind of the story. We're not picking, we're with both of y'all. So that's kind of their story is.
So do you think this is going to be the match, the 10,000 seat match, Cody versus Omega?
No, because they're doing it at Supercard of Honor at WrestleMania weekend.
I mean, they can't do it a rematch.
I mean, they can do a rematch. But I think it's going to be more of a... If it is them, it's going to be a stipulation. If I win, I get the Bullet Club. If you win, you get the Bullet Club or something like that. But I almost expect maybe something with Jericho involved in it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean...
they are doing the cruise.
The cruise thing, right. So,
didn't somebody do a cruise before Jericho?
WWE and WCW both done cruises. Okay. The difference is Jericho's having an actual wrestling show on the cruise.
He's having a tournament.
Yeah. There's never been there's been wrestlers on the cruise, but never wrestling on the cruise.
Okay.
So this is what makes it different is he's actually hiring engineers to engineer the ring to the boat so that they could have the matches. And so this will be like wrestling at sea. So I think that's pretty much what's making it different than the Bruise Cruise and that kind of thing. Is you're going to not just be with wrestlers, but you're going to be with the wrestlers wrestling, and then you're going to be with rockers rocking, and comedians doing comedy, and podcasters podcasting, and kind of bringing it all in your face, up close and personal, and not just hey, I seen them swimming.
I wanted to talk about Impact for a minute because I actually looked at a little bitty thing on it, not a lot. I saw James Mitchell come back.
Yep.
And I was like, man, I ain't seen him in so long.
Yeah.
And he had shaved his head.
Yeah. So what had happened was Jimmy Jacobs has been trying to get Joseph Parks to bring back Abyss. And so James Mitchell came back and was like not giving him a warning, because if Jimmy Jacobs thought that, like, hey, you're here to, and he's like, no, I'm here to thank you because you're bringing my monster back, and I've got 2 words for you: click, Doomsday.
Yep.
So
I like when you used to do that back in the day.
So it's very cool to see you follow James Mitchell back, Sinister Minister.
Awesome, dude. I was so
however you want to call it.
To watch him and Jacobs promo was really good.
So yeah, I dug Impact for sure. Like I've been saying for the last couple months.
I saw what I saw Impact, on YouTube, man. But I was impressed with it.
And Impact, if you can't watch it on Pop, man, they've got, just Google it, you'll find it. They're on 15 different places. They're putting their videos up everywhere they can get them
YouTube.
up.
A lot of it is on YouTube.
They're trying to put it out there for the masses to watch. They've got a Twitch channel that's streaming like 24/7. They got the Global Wrestling Network, which you can watch Impact for free through there. So if you've got a computer, you can watch it. I
watched the full Sami Callihan versus Falabala match on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that match was really good.
Way better than it probably should have been.
I was happy with it. I had no complaints on it.
I mean, I dig Falabala, but it's very,
baseball
it's
bat.
very,
that was awesome.
It's limited. You only get what you can get out of Falabala, but I dig it. The crowd seems to get behind the bala stuff. So
he's a big old boy, man.
Yeah, he's big.
Horse.
So how would you like to see him and Brian Milano's tag? They definitely be the new natural disasters. So
yeah, it'd be real demolition right there.
Yeah.
Good God.
But Impact, man, it's just keep getting better, and that's the reason I'm telling you, get on the Impact.
I watch what interests me, because a lot of stuff I see does not interest me.
Right.
So I watch who I like, and I try to catch it a little bit.
And they just did the Feast or Fired match, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it does what it needs to do, and it gives guys
somebody is leaving.
Right. So they're going to unveil who wins or loses, but I can go ahead and probably spoil it for you now. I'm pretty sure it's EC3 since he's already gone.
Yeah. Hard to figure that one out.
But if it isn't him, I'm surprised.
Yeah, no kidding.
So if you want to work me, fire somebody else.
Like I said, that's 2 things I watched on it, but I was impressed with both things I watched.
Right.
But I've always been an Abyss fan, and I've always liked Sami Callihan.
Yep. So it's cool, man. Like they're working hard on kind of rebuilding the brand, and I think over time they're going to win more people over. I think eventually it's going to be cool not to boo and talk about Impact.
Since the baseball bat incident, do you think his movie "I Came for Stiff" makes more sense now? I mean, I know it was an accident, but it was definitely stiff.
So,
have you heard him on Jericho?
I haven't listened to it yet.
You need to listen to that. I encourage anybody to go listen to that. If you want to find out how Sami Callihan really feels, go listen to the Jericho podcast. And
I dig it because he's healed all the way.
He's just telling you what he feels, and I'm like, go for it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you have those old school heels anymore. Like I saw O'Shea Edwards, the guy that runs SLW, Jack Lords. He was like, finally somebody being a heel, because O'Shea has said, a fan has said, hey, can you sign my shirt? And he says, is that my shirt? And he goes, no. He's like, well, I'm not signing it then. So, I don't know if that's a kudos to O'Shea Edwards or not, but it's just kind of cool that, if you're going to be a bad guy, be a bad guy,
Say hello to the bad guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry. Heels they ain't gonna go out and hug you.
Right. There's a reason you're a bad guy.
Baby? No.
Right. There's a reason that you don't like people.
Yeah.
But there's bad guys. There's people that are like, the only reason I'm a bad guy is for the money. Well, that guy make it go out and shake hands. But if he's out for the money, he's definitely wanting you to pay for his handshake. Because he's out for the money. So
Eric Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Eric Wayne, did you see he retired?
From what?
From wrestling.
Oh crap!
No doubt.
Did not know that.
And the way it's coming across is like, it's not going to be any returns. Like now, of course, this is wrestling, so never say never.
I was going to say.
But gave it up. Had his last match in IWA Mid-South.
Yep. Okay.
So
no more baby drop kicks.
No more baby no more baby stomps. So not him stomping babies, but baby stomping wrestlers. So, but I was glad to have Eric Wayne, on some events, and whatever his future endeavors are, I hope they're successful.
Right.
So it's a big step.
I bet he's still around wrestling.
Oh,
I ain't gonna say
sure.
he'll wrestle, but I bet he's still around wrestling.
Right. Once you get this in your blood, it's hard to get it out.
Yeah.
So,
unlike some people, I've never stopped wrestling because I had a headache. So, I stopped wrestling because I've torn my body apart. But I still wrestle every now and then because I'm a dumb son of a bitch,
yeah,
and I just like wrestling too damn much.
Me too, but I have stopped because I had a headache. Man, headaches hurt.
Screw that, I had.
So, you didn't get to film me Life in Headlocks?
No, gee, I was only running the whole back room,
Well, what's that? That's an excuse, man. Excuses are for a reason not to be successful.
No.
Just let you know that. So,
and I didn't charge my camera.
Yeah.
Well, I was charged it. The cat uncharged it by unplugging the damn thing.
He has a cat with thumbs.
No, they go through the damn wires and unplug crap.
Excuses.
It really is, but a freaking real one.
Well, March 24th, this Saturday night, Pathway to Pain, Pillhatchie, Mississippi Pro Wrestling Ego.
These damn paths.
Looking to be a stacked card. A lot of exciting stuff going to be happening, so be sure to check that out. April 7th, big show for Pro Wrestling Ego, and it's kind of crazy that we have a big show leading up to a big show leading up to the biggest show. So the next 4 shows are going to be pretty spectacular. Pro Wrestling Ego, yeah, spectacular. And April for Hard Knocks Revolution?
April 21st, I believe.
April 21st. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to our friends over in Louisiana, Elevate Pro. They're kicking off WrestleMania week.
Oh, okay. You said something nice. Yeah. That's okay this time.
So go check that out. You'll see a few Ego guys over there, and they're going to be kicking off WrestleMania week. So kudos to them. And yeah, I think that's all we got. No Life in the Headlocks because Cat wouldn't charge his phone or something, and.
And I pay him to do so much.
Cats with thumbs. So, have you seen? Before we get out of here, have you seen the Curtis Shaky McMullen Stardust Love? Our flirtatious where Stardust is kind of rubbing action figures and talking about Curtis McMullen. It's a little on the weird side.
I'm disturbed now, but no, I haven't seen this.
Curtis put out a challenge to Eric Silva for March 24th and said, he didn't get what he wanted out of the him versus Nightmare because Stardust had to come down and try to manage him. And so since Nightmare was going to be stuck in the bayou, he was calling out the last member of the Path of Nightmares, and that was Eric Silva, and told Stardust, stay out of my way this time or whatever. Well, this week's Jimquistion, Stardust makes a cameo in it, and he's stroking an action figure, petting it, and talking about old Curtis. And so it's pretty different. So yeah, if you want to see that part, check out this week's episode of Jimquistion.
I'll have to get you to show me that.
But it's pretty weird. So
sounds it.
Yeah, so Stardust, action figures, Jimquistion, Shaky, Curtis,
purple spandex,
McMullen, the Purple People Eater.
Damn chair, you bastard.
So, he wants his chair.
Right.
So we'll see you March 24th, Pathway to Pain. We'll be back next week with results. Later, guys.